So on the Friday before the Washington Commanders host the Las Vegas Raiders, we have a massive news dump for you, including the injury updates on some key players, including Jay Daniels. Also, a key player being benched for poor play, and the Washington Commanders must go get this new free agent kicker that appeared. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You know what it is.
Shout out Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
So first things first, the Washington Commanders are playing against Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday at home, 1 p.m. on Fox. New starting quarterback is going to be Marcus Mariota. It's not going to be Jay Daniels. As we know, coming into this week, Jay Daniels was a guy that we didn't want to force out there. Obviously, it's 5, so we want him to play, of course, if he's able, but I've always felt like it's too early in the season to be forcing guys out there if they're not 110%. Had this been a playoff game, had this been anything impactful, I'm sure JD5 would be playing. But we're doing the right thing by putting Marcus Mariota out there instead of Jay Daniels. I'm so confident in this game, you would think Jay Daniels is playing right now. I know Marcus Mariota is going to be able to hold it down, and I know this Washington Commanders team is going to be able to respond against a Las Vegas Raiders team that, in my opinion, is not that good. Like, on paper, we are the better team. That secondary is trash. Offensively, Ashton Genty could be a problem if they decide to give him the ball. I do know Geno Smith, if given time, has the ability to shred you from the pocket. I know how talented Brock Bowers is, who's a little bit banged up, and Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers and a new rookie from Tennessee. Like, they have stuff. But all that is the least of my concerns, because I think we're going to come in laser focused, and I know we're going to take care of business, and I'm very confident in Marcus Mariota's ability to do so. Along with Jay Daniels being out, you also have John Bates, who is going to be out, as well as Noah Brown. So offensively, we have taken a couple of shots to some of our best players, i.e. John Bates and Jay Daniels. And John Bates is definitely a missed piece. He is a very important piece to how this offense operates. But again, similar to Jay Daniels, if there was a week that he could afford to miss, not trying to disown or talk down on the Raiders or whatnot, but if there was a game in which he couldn't miss and we would be fine, it would be this Raiders game, in my opinion. John Bates is intricate to this offensive success in this offensive unit, so take all your precautions as needed. And as far as Noah Brown, y'all know I'm a Noah Brown stan, but I do feel a little ways about how he just keeps getting hurt, man. Like, it's always something with Noah Brown, and this wide receiver room already as a whole is thin. So who is going to step up and be that number 2 alongside Terry McLaurin for this Sunday's game? And speaking of Terry McLaurin, I think he's going to have his best game of the season thus far. For me personally, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like Marcus Mariota has better rapport with Terry McLaurin than Jay Daniels. Now, I know that may sound crazy, but the reason I say that is because Mariota knows who his number 1 guy is. Jay Daniels does as well, but Jay Daniels has said on countless times, I'm not going to force feed anybody the ball. The ball's going to go where the offense dictates and where the defense, allows it to go, which is true in a sense. But when it comes to number 1 guy and who's my guy, it's Terry McLaurin. And you look at Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb and Nico Collins and all these top guys. Yes, the offense is not all the time tailored towards them, but you'll be a fool if you don't think they would force feed their number one guy. They're going to go to their number one guy at any point in time, regardless of what the play says. And I think Marcus Mariota is going to do that. It wouldn't surprise me if he's loose with cutting it loose and force feeding Terry McLaurin. And this is Terry McLaurin's best game that we've seen in a while. Just keep an eye out for that. Now, talking a little bit more about this offensive side of the ball, you have a shakeup on the offensive line. And it's not the shakeup that a lot of people have been wanting, but apparently Nick Algredi, our starting right guard at the moment, is headed to the bench in favor for Andrew Wiley. And a lot of people may love this move. And for me, being an Algredi stan, I'm perfectly fine with this move. If he's not getting it done, if you feel like you can do something better, do it. And Andrew Wiley played damn good last year as our starting right tackle. And going inside to guard, I feel could be better. This is him going back to his old days, right? Obviously, he had a miserable year with Eric Bieniemy at right guard here, but maybe the new coaching staff allows him to be more successful. But you know, I'm a team player first before players anyway. So if they looked at the tape and they felt like the weak link has been truly that right guard position and not Josh Connolly Jr., how a lot of people felt like it was time to bench the young fella, which I always thought was crazy. Through 2 weeks, you're telling me you already feel like you should give up on him? No. So they're doing a shakeup, and we'll see how this right guard position holds up until Sam Cosmi comes back, because Sam Cosmi most likely will not be ready for his week 6 return. It's going to take him a little bit longer, according to the reports today as well. So hopefully Andrew Wiley can come in and give us some type of stability until Cosmi comes back. But either way you go, you need Algredi on this team. Algredi is important to this team as a depth piece, whether it's a guard or center. Remember, we do not have an active center, backup center on this roster. It's not Michael Dieter, right? It's Nick Algredi, to be honest with you. So I've always felt like Wiley should have been the starter in a sense, because of the value that Algredi possesses at this current moment, being the backup center and the backup guards, including Chris Paul. So I think this may ultimately be a good move for the Washington Commanders. But this Sunday, keep an eye out for that right side. Max Crosby is dominating primarily on that right side. So hopefully Andrew Wiley's able to hold his own. Hopefully Josh Connolly Jr. gets him help and wins some potential battles. I'm excited for the young fella to go up against this challenge, and I know he's going to eventually figure it out. So not who a lot of you all thought was going to be benched, but it is somebody that is headed to the bench, and that is Nick Algredi, our guy, or at least my guy, is headed to the bench. But again, I'm not in favor of keeping him out there if he has been piss poor through the first 2 weeks of the season. If you feel like Andrew Wiley provides you with something better, do what's best for the team. Do what's best for the team, and I'm excited to see Andrew Wiley get another crack at it, because again, last year at the right tackle position he was damn good. So maybe going back inside could be better for him this time instead of last time with Eric Bieniemy. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk about Young Ho Koo, who was released from the Atlanta Falcons today. After Parker Romo went 5 for 5 on his kicking debut in Atlanta, the Young Wei Koo season and the era is over, and I feel like the Washington Commanders needs to jump all over that opportunity. I've been banging the table since last Sunday night. You've heard me countless times, whether you're watching my channel, whether you're watching the Burgundy Breakdown. I said, go get Young Ho Koo. Go get him. I do not want to see Matt Gay kick another field goal on my screen ever again. Now, ultimately, they may not get Young Ho Koo because they're tied to Matt Gay for whatever reason, whether it's the money or whatever, or they don't want to give up on him after 2 weeks. I've seen enough. And Young Wei Koo, he may be in a slump right now. He may have the yips, or he may be just be having a bad season. But we know how good he was. Jake Elliott had a bad season last year. He's back to being normal. Every kicker goes through this phase of their career. There's no way you can sit up here and tell me Koo is just trash all of a sudden. No, he's back. When he gets back healthy, I'm sure he'll turn back into his old self. And if I'm Washington, I'm wasting no time getting Young Wei Koo, man. We play Atlanta next week. So it'll be a great opportunity to go get him, just to at least see what he can do. If he's trash, if he can't beat out Matt Gay, okay, so be it. But don't sit on your hands, knowing you have a kicker that struggles from long distance, knowing you have a kicker that's already missed a couple key kicks this season. Go get competition. At least that's what I've been preaching for years. If you know me, I've been saying that even going back to Dustin Hopkins days. I've always felt like kickers never had competition, and that which allows them to be comfortable. Go get Younghoe Koo and allow him to compete in this kicking room. That's my opinion, and I think that's what we should do. I want to take a quick pause to give a huge shout out to SeatGeek. Y'all heard me say I'm going to the game in Atlanta. With next week, I'll be going to my first road game, Washington versus the Falcons. And right now, you could join me, or you can go to any other Commanders game or event right now by getting 10% off your first purchase using code JuangOtti at checkout. You will get $10 off or 10% off your first purchase, okay? JuangOtti at checkout to get $10 off your first purchase. Okay, so let's get to the final verdict of today's video. Marcus Mariota is going to do his damn thing. I don't mean to come off arrogant. I don't mean to come off as a, oh, you're just being a homer. I feel so confident about this game. Again, the Raiders aren't shit. I'm sorry. They aren't, bro. They aren't. You saw how they looked against the Chargers on Monday night. They're coming off of a short week. They have to travel across the world. We're pissed off because that's not the standard of football we play. We know better than that. I'm sure, Cliff Kingsbury is going to establish the run game, and Bill being RB1 is going to allow him to get more touches. I'm sure Marcus Mariota and this offense will not change a lick. That's one thing that people keep trying to say is this offense is going to look different with Mariota. It may slightly, but not majorly whatsoever. These guys are similar athletes and players at this skill set. Obviously, Mariota's older, so he may not be as fast or as quick as he once was, but he's still a guy that can run, use his legs. He can still make every throw. I'm so confident about this game. I really am. And you know what? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise, and you got to flip things on their head and look at it the positive way. Jaden Daniels is out early in the season. That is good, because obviously we don't want him hurt, but it's good that he got it out the way now. Week 3, opposed to it being in a situation where we are leading him in week 15 against this Eagles team or Dallas team or New York or obviously Detroit, right? Denver Sunday night. Like, it could be worse. It could be worse. We could be the Cincinnati Bengals, knock on wood, right? Where they're missing their quarterback for 3 months, basically the whole season. So I'm so confident about this game. I cannot wait for this game to start and see how this offense and this team just bounce back and respond to this Raiders team, and after that loss versus the Green Bay Packers. We have not played since last Thursday. They are chomping at the bit to get after it, and I know we will. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys about this video in the comment section down below. I have Washington winning 27-17, and let me know all the news that you have heard in today's video, how you're feeling about it, from the injury report to Nick Algretti being benched, obviously Sam Cosmi recovery not quite where they want him to be, and last but not least, Younghoe Koo making his way to DC. I think they should do it. It's a no-brainer, but what says you? As always, my boy JuangOtti. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Never gave up ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a lawn.